Welcome back to this special edition of the WC-TV Basketball Game of the Week. It's now time for the WMAA Boys Championship game. I'm Darrin Joins, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director, along with my special co-host, the godfather of Williamson County Schools Athletics, Mr. Jeremy Qualls.
Well, I know we're both has-beens, but tonight gives you that special feeling, man, that tingling of a championship game tonight with two good-looking teams.
Hey, you'd like to coach one of these teams, wouldn't you?
I think that we both would come out of retirement tonight and coach one of these teams.
Tip goes to Freedom. Kobe Boggs with the miss, gets his own rebound. Dr. Qualls, looks like they're already letting them play.
Well, if it's any indication like the girls' game, you can tell that it's going to be an extremely physical game. They were letting those girls play back and forth, and it looks like it's going to be the same. I'm afraid these guys are going to have a hard time even keeping up with the action.
How about Elena Poole in that first game, by the way?
Unbelievable. The future is awful bright for Nolensville.
Keegan Scruggs makes the first. Caleb Beasley taking that thing coast to coast, a little out of control there.
Well, when you talk about Caleb Beasley, you look at a kid that's wide receiver, extremely, look at his body type right now. He's ahead of the curve for somebody his age. His athleticism is off the charts.
Montgomery gets the ball taken from him by Boggs. Nice finish. Freedom up 3-0 earlier in the year. These two teams split, Dr. Qualls. They actually tied for first place in the South Division. The old coin flip determined the champion.
Well, the coin flip was never my ally. What about you?
What'd you call, heads or tails if you got the choice?
I always called heads, and I was 0 for in all the ones that it never was my friend.
Rico Braden brings it up. Boggs again. Boggs has taken over half their shots already.
As you can see right there, the athleticism. Caleb Beasley going up to steal. Little did you know, number 24, steal Katina, one of 5 boys of the Katina family. Eli Katina being one of the kids that came through not too long ago playing college football through Independence.
Montgomery on the miss. Dominic Reed again coast to coast. Not so sure I saw that travel. May have missed something there. You know, something you notice already right now with Freedom, which makes it tough for Thompson Station. Any of these kids are willing to take the rebound and take it down the floor. Fill the lanes and let's go.
Yeah, it's kind of changed since the days of the 4-5s, if you will, giving it up to a guard. Right there, Beasley showing his athleticism, getting up for the foul. You know, this game's going to come down to who, with the athleticism on the floor, who can stay out of foul trouble. Yeah, I know that Thompson Station doesn't like to go too entirely deep in their bench. I can't say the same about Freedom, but fouls will become a serious factor before this game's over.
Titus Tagatuli checks in for Freedom. Tanner Lee comes out of the game. (3-1) Freedom early. 4:08 left in the first quarter. Didn't even get a heat check there, Dr. Qualls. Man's in 7 seconds, knocks down a 3.
I like it. Forget getting a touch and giving it up and getting it back. We're going for the bucket early.
Look here. Not afraid to shoot for sure. Looks like Tagatuli, his job is to come in and shoot threes.
It's a good shot right there, naturally left-handed. Always catches the defenders off guard with that left hand going baseline.
As soon as I say they're letting them play, now we've got a total of 5 fouls called. 4 on Freedom.
Now an offensive foul on a moving screen.
6 fouls in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And I'm not saying they're not fouling. Probably the excitement of the championship game. Hopefully they settle in and clean this game up as players.
Well, we can see the moving screen, but we missed a timeout earlier, but I'm going to let that one go too.
Referring to the girls' game, Grassland ends up being the champion, 45-42 over Mill Creek. Head coach Blake Burgess trying to get that timeout. Couldn't get it with about 7 seconds left.
Yeah, it's one of those things you always talk about game scenarios as players, as coaches, as referees. Everybody's got to understand time and game scenario. Good shot. That was Tyler Lewis, Coach Jones. You know who his older brother is.
Got to be Jaden.
Jaden Lewis of the Summit Spartans. He's a great 7th grader. He's a 2-year starter coming in as a 6th grade starter last year.
Boggs again for 3. Tagatuli. He's taken 3 shots, been in 2 minutes. I like it. Nice play there by Montgomery.
Yep. Nice Euro step. And 1.
Little flex there by Boggs. You liked that, didn't you? Kofi Boggs.
That's a great play. In all honesty, 8th grader, middle school kid coming through, making those Euro steps. The and 1 with the left hand. It's pretty advanced, Coach Jones.
It is advanced, and I was impressed in that girls' game. Elena Poole, that step back she got called for that walk. Pretty tough call. Good move, looked like to me. We got our stat guy with us tonight, Major Qualls, taking care of our stats for our game. Major, I want you to do me a favor. If we get to pass number 3, let me know. I hadn't seen on either end. We haven't gotten to pass number 3 yet, I don't think.
Well, we got a little bit of excitement going, a little adrenaline. Everybody's trying to be the hero early, and this is a typical situation right here.
Beasley got a little cute with the ball. Dominic Reed picks his pocket. Fortunate that he really didn't get a foul there. He's already got 1 foul.
I know, I agree. And here's another thing, too. You look like, you're looking at these two teams athletic. You would think that the press would be on by one of these two teams. We haven't seen the press yet, which is very interesting. The press has been strong for Thompson Station all year, but I think there's a little bit of leeriness thinking that, the more athletic the team, you can't press them. But it's an interesting strategy this far.
The old saying there, Dr. Qualls, press the team that likes to press.
That's correct.
So we'll see. Nice block there by Johnson. And Johnson with the finish, missed the layup. Pretty hectic right now out there.
It was. If you had to look at a heart rate monitor right now, everybody's beats per minute would be about the 145, 150 range. You just got to settle down. As a coach, what are you doing right now, Coach Jones? You calling a timeout or in the next dead ball or the opportunity when the end of the period? What are we telling them?
Well, if I'm Freedom, I'm definitely not calling a timeout up 8-3. Thompson Station, maybe, get them calmed down a little bit. And as quick as these teams are, if these teams rely on 1 and 2 passes offensively, it's going to be pretty sloppy the whole night.
Right there was a prime opportunity. You're looking at a 3-on-2, maybe even a 3-on-1 in the opportunity instead of dropping. We're maybe forcing the issue a little bit.
Beasley misses both free throws. Still 8-3 Freedom. 1:22 left here in the first quarter. Again, our WMAA championship game from Mill Creek Middle School.
The thing about Jet Montgomery is you watch him play, and you want to see some basketball IQ. That kid's got it, man. Maybe not be the fastest, but he's heads up. He gets them off on their toes with a little bit of a head fake and goes around them and takes good shots. He's going to be a really, really good high school player, Coach Jones.
Well, he can do that thing that I always like, the guy that can spot up and shoot it too. Thompson Station's been content to let Freedom shoot the threes, and they've been content to take them. Kofi Boggs with the make, 11-3, Freedom.
Kofi Boggs leads the way right now for Freedom with 7 of the 11 points, Coach Joins.
And again, it's early in the game, but as I watch this game, I think the fast pace really favors Freedom more than Thompson Station. Not that they can't get out and run and gun, but they may have met their match here in terms of running and gunning with Freedom.
Maybe, but I would like to see it get to that track meet just to see who would be, you know. I think it favors both of them, but you're right. The Freedom definitely, I would say, give the edge on that. But I would love to see this thing getting up and down like we expected it to be.
11-5 at the end of the first quarter. Again, this is a very special edition of WC-TV Basketball Game of the Week. We're live here at Mill Creek Middle School.
And if you haven't turned down your volume yet because of two clowns calling the game, we greatly appreciate you joining us. Regardless of what it sounds like, we do have a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. We may not convey it in the best way. Shout out to our producer, Creed, in the truck. Does a wonderful job. WC-TV has a great relationship with WCS Sports. We greatly appreciate what WC-TV does. But we're looking at right now, Coach Joins, looking at 5 total points right now. Tylen Lewis with 2. Joey Crowley with 2, and Caleb Busy right now with 1 point for Freedom. I think the interesting thing stands out. They're 1 for 3 from the line. You look at Freedom, Kofi Boggs right now. Kofi is leading the way with 7 points, but they're also 2 of 6 behind the 3-point line, so they're letting it fly.
For Thompson Station, Beasley averaged 17 points a game this year. Montgomery 15. Right now they have a total of 1.
That's correct.
Not going to be the winning formula for them. Lewis thought about it.
Nice.
I think that's a smart play. Get to the basket. You either make a 2 or get to the free throw line.
Well, let me tell you something else about Tylen Lewis. He's having to play behind those 2 guys. They're averaging what they're averaging. He's been a great point guard of distributing the ball. But let me tell you, his time's coming next year as an 8th grader, and it just showed right there.
Tagatuli shoots his 4-3 of the night. That was one of those that came off like a rocket, so it was kind of hard to rebound as a defensive team.
Coach Wagner going back to man-to-man defense. He likes to play man. They kind of mixed it up already with a little bit of zone, but good contest.
Keywan Hodge on the shot attempt there from Freedom. Again, Hodge comes off the bench, lets it fly on the first possession. So you got to give it to these Freedom stars. Not afraid to shoot. Tory Lane, by the way, graduate of Franklin High School.
2 of 8 right now. 2 of 8, but they're letting it fly.
Letting it fly.
I like it.
If I'm Thompson Station, I'm pretty content with that, to be honest with you.
Yep. You're down 4. They've played pretty good so far. Had a really good first quarter, and you're only down 4 right now. So stay the course.
The finish around the basket, to me, is what Freedom looks like they're a little bit better at.
And I kind of like the strategy of staying in this zone a little bit and kind of packing it in and keeping that from happening. Actually, they're in a matchup man right now, but.
Another 3-point miss. Beasley goes up for the rebound. Nice play there by Dominique Reed. By the way, I like Coach Wagner. He definitely is the best-dressed coach tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's bringing it. Uh-oh. I disagree with that call. I see that called a lot, Coach Joins. I think the kid had already kind of lost his balance. The hand thrown out there throw these referees off. It happens so fast. He automatically assumes that he pushed him down. I don't think he did. I think he just made a good crossover move.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, too. You maybe could have called a hand check.
Right.
Before that. So sometimes I got to knock you off of my arm to get you off of me.
Well, I just don't like that call. You see it happen a lot at the high school. I think I hate to say it's a has-been call because the game changes so fast on those crossovers. Things happen. Players are so much faster than when you play, Coach Joins, that, you know.
Nice move by Lewis.
And a lot of times that right there is called a walk. Those Euro steps. That was a good move.
I'm going to tell you this, though, Dr. Qualls. This is a great crew tonight, really. These guys call some pretty big high school games.
Yes, I agree with you.
They are used to calling 3-man crews, and it's different going 2. Steele goes up for the rebound. Should have probably taken that back up.
There it is, and one. Nice play by Caleb Beasley. Not giving up on the play. 2 rebounds on the possession. Buckets and one.
This might get Beasley going too. Struggled a little bit offensively. Get you an offensive rebound, put it in. See if he can convert the old-fashioned three-point play. Another miss from the line there from Beasley.
I'd like to see a little last year Franklin action, speed up the game a little bit, maybe get a little press going here and making Freedom shoot those quick threes.
Well, Freedom's doing a good job of imitating it by shooting threes, imitating that Franklin squad from last year.
So now we've gone back to the zone a little bit to make them have to shoot out.
And you can tell Freedom's uncomfortable.
Yes, very much so. Good heads-up play.
Montgomery, again, the second leading scorer for Thompson Station. Maybe he gets to the line and he gets untracked.
Freedom fouls on 14. Titus Talatani, his second, team second.
You know, you always look back at some of your past teams, Coach. You did such a good job of doing that, of throwing those token presses, trying to speed up the game, getting into that half-court 1-3-1 trap just to get them to speed up. That's all you want to do. Take a quick shot. People like to think you like to run and gun, but it's really to get them off their game and have a quick shot.
It is. It is. Montgomery misses the second one. Good-looking stroke there from Montgomery, though. (13-10), and really it's felt like Freedom sort of dominated the game. Only up 3.
That's right. They're going to get a walk on this. Yeah,
there's an easy call there.
There's an easy call. Sure was.
Just in case they needed the help, though, Coach Tory Lane was helping them out there on the call.
So you know where we start looking at these Coach K coaching trees, if you will. What coaching tree does he come from?
Greg Glass.
Greg Glass coaching. I'm just telling you, Coach Glass has put him out now. Mill Creek's girls coach last year in the championship game is also from the Coach Glass Academy of Coaching.
Nice shot there by Tanner Lee.
Real good shot.
15-10 Freedom. Still got 2:40 to play here in the first half. Teams have settled in a little bit now. The play's a little bit better now.
It is.
A lot more passes on the offensive end for both teams. Good kick there by Beasley.
And see, here's what you've noticed thus far. I think they've played, right now, the bench play favors Freedom. He's played 2 players right now. They've gone 7 deep. And on Thompson Station side, we've gone 1 player with 6 deep. So I keep coming back to that overall problem if they get in foul trouble. 18 fouls to 14 fouls right now. Just keep an eye on that, Coach Joins. Maybe to make it sound like it'll turn out to be, I know what I'm talking about.
Now, that's a great observation. If Freedom can get into their bench, definitely good for them. Lewis makes the first. You can tell this kid's going to be a star next year. You can tell it.
Next year? How about right now? He's also leading the team in scoring currently with 6 points. 50% of the scoring production is coming from a 7th grader.
Like his demeanor on the floor, too. You see this zone, Freedom looks a little bit uncomfortable once they have to make 3 and 4 passes. You can tell they're really wanting to drive the ball.
Now, I'm going to give him credit right there because I would take an 8th grade three-pointer off the dribble any day. He made that shot look awful easy.
Well, you can tell that Coach Lane's giving them the freedom to shoot, and that's part of it, right? Freedom has the freedom.
He definitely has the freedom.
That was Tanner Lee on the 3, by the way. Steele, nice job keeping the play alive. Stewart tried to do a little bit too much with the ball there. That's a couple times Reed's picked some pockets. You got to watch that kid if he's guarding you.
Coach Joyce, we've gone back to
which favors Freedom. This style of play is favoring Freedom.
It looks like we're in the 5th period PE class currently right now.
Another coach looking for a timeout here.
Coach Jones, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my son, Major. I've seen 16 Euro steps in this game so far and 0 buckets. Jump, stop, make the bucket. I'm old school when it comes to that, Coach Jones.
That's what you call a $100 move and a 50-cent finish.
I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Coach Dr. Charles Farmer, principal of the Freedom
Absolutely.
Stars. Look, you want to talk about a competitive guy. That guy is one of the most competitive people I know. He has done a phenomenal job at Freedom, man. He may not take the credit, and he probably doesn't deserve it, but I'm going to give it to him anyways. Freedom football, 2 years in a row, WMAA champions. Basketball here. Now, he'd probably tell you that it's all because of his new regime takeover, but they've done a great job out there, man. Athletically, academically, they've got a really good thing going.
Well, he's been a big-time educator in this county for a while. Obviously a principal out there at Summit High School for a while. Moved to the central office before heading off to Freedom.
He remarkable. I enjoyed working with him in your capacity, and just a great guy.
But I think it is fair to say his better half is better.
Yes,
Miss
by
Rachel
far.
Farmer.
She's still with us. That's right. He left the better half behind.
Lewis again with a nice drive. Steals like the Dennis Rodman of WMAA, isn't he?
He is the rebounding machine. He's also the quarterback for the football team, Coach Jones.
He running more than throwing, I'm guessing. Nice shot there. Tanner Lee playing really well right now for Freedom. They're up 23-13. This thing was 15-12 a couple of minutes ago. 8-1 run here by Freedom. Big possession for Thompson Station.
See, now we've gotten into the 4 shots. It's, when I say force, in a quarter, but they've stressed them out enough that they're feeling really uncomfortable and getting outside their comfort zone, as you can well see. But like you said, I mean, here it is. It's a 10-point game, and it really feels like it probably ought to be a 20-point game. So, they're not out of it by any stretch of imagination. But these quarters are short at the middle school level, different than high school, and you've got to make up a lot of ground in a short amount of time, Coach Jones.
Yeah, 6 minutes isn't much, no doubt about that. We're here with our special edition WC-TV basketball game of the week, girls championship game. Grassland Middle School, Coach Brees, they win 45-42 in double overtime over Mill Creek. It's halftime of the boys championship game. Freedom leads 23-13 over Thompson Station. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Mill Creek Middle School. It's the special edition of the basketball game of the week, WMAA championship version. Freedom up 23-13 at the half as we start second half play. Be curious to see the adjustments Thompson Station tries to make to slow down this Freedom offense.
Yeah, as we look at Thompson Station right now leading halftime, you've got Caleb Beasley with 3 points, Jet Montgomery with 1, Tylen Lewis with 6, and Joey Crowley with 2. And right on cue, Jet Montgomery, as I was going to make a point, averaging 15 with 1 at halftime, looking to get an and 1.
Nice run out there. That's one thing about shooting the threes. You got to get back on defense. Those long rebounds can lead to some transition points. Thompson Station takes advantage of it there. You have our stats on three-point percentage for Freedom. 3 for what now? That couple of misses there.
Well, right now from the free throw line, if you look at Thompson Station, they're only 4 for 9 right now. On three-point attempts, you're looking at Freedom coming in second half with 4 of 10. 40%, Coach. It's not bad.
Beasley with the dish to Montgomery, so it looks like Thompson Station said, as you said earlier, let those ponies run a little bit.
Got to, baby. Got to. When you got the thoroughbreds in the Kentucky Derby, you got to let them roll.
Nice rebound by Lee, but he misses the putback.
We got a double foul here, it looks like, Coach Jones.
Frustration foul there by Lee, I think. Couple misses. And, of course, like most players, He didn't touch anybody.
You know, you see that as a growing thing over the time. I think it's a trickle-down effect from where? The NBA. It really is. I mean, my son, hey, he was king of it too, doing the reverse cobra, looking at me with the hands on the head. I'm like, don't be doing that.
I think he was just imitating his daddy.
Could have been. I was a great player for the referees.
23-17. You see Boggs now face guarding Montgomery. That's a shot Freedom wants, I believe.
I believe I would agree with you.
Scruggs on the rebound. Again, off to the races, Dominic Reed.
Here's the interesting stat, Coach Jones. That's only Thompson Station's third attempt from three-point land. They're right now 0 for 3.
What's the Freedom statistic there?
4 of 10.
You missed 2 to start the half. That's now 5 of 13. 5 of 13, I believe. Montgomery with a big 3. You can tell when he gets hot, he can fill it up. Montgomery 1 point in the first half, already 5 here in the second half. 26-20 Freedom. We're only 2 minutes into the second half. They cut into that 10-point lead, now down by 6. Big possession right here for both teams.
Kofi Boggs right now leading the way with 10 for Freedom.
Reed with a little bit of a wild shot. Rebound by Montgomery. 3-on-1. Got to give that up earlier. Got to give it up earlier.
Coach, as a tough, as kids develop, they have to understand the spacing. They have to understand give it up to get it back. Right?
No doubt about it.
That's a prime example.
And then if you do make it all the way down the free throw line, whatever happened to the old jump, stop, and dish, right?
Toes to the baseline.
Yes. Again, we're talking, 100 years ago? Now it's jump passing.
Yeah, we sound like we're calling the Hoosiers game.
Which I'm not bad with the jump passing either, by the way. I don't mind. Reed from deep. No good. Boggs on the rebound again. Those three-point shots going to have some long rebounds. Titus Tagatuli, not afraid to shoot it. I think he's 2 for 6 from 3 now. Good defense there by Boggs. When Freedom can make Montgomery put it on the deck, it's in their favor. Montgomery against this team needs to be a little bit more of a spot-up shooter. And he's proven he can knock them down.
Coach, I realize what I can't knock down are these stats.
Stewart, nice shot. That's his first shot attempt. Good-looking stroke, though.
Little head fake, put it on the deck, bust it.
Not many people taking the 15-footer nowadays. It's layups and threes.
Nice play.
Speaking of which, nice job there by Dominic Reed. He's having a nice game. I like how he's aggressive on the offensive end. Kind of the Boggs show in the beginning, but now Reed's sort of taking
He's going for his 5th point right here.
He's taking the lead offensively in terms of being aggressive.
Coach, is it safe to say that
leads back to 10?
Independent, Summit, and Franklin all look pretty good right now.
Centennial.
And maybe Centennial. With what I see on the floor.
No doubt about it. 8-point game. Again, now it feels like Thompson Station's really played well, but still it's only down to 8. First half, it felt like they were getting dominated, and they were down 10. There's their man, Dominic Reed, again with the miss. Man, that kid plays hard. Wow.
Wow. Great second effort.
He's got several offensive rebounds, some on his own misses.
Well, if I was any kind of stat keeper, I'd have rebounds, but I don't have any.
Well, let's just make it up. He's got 7.
Easy.
Montgomery, that's more his game. Nice rebound there by Stewart.
Real nice. Second effort. There you go. Great effort.
I'm going to guess Bradley Stewart's a multi-sport athlete as well.
I would say that you're right. I know that.
If he's not, he should be.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that 4 of the 5, Tyler would be my question mark right now, but I know for a fact 4 of the 5 play football.
Yeah.
You've got 2 receivers and a quarterback out here.
Bradley Stewart, he's got 1 field goal attempt, or 2, which he's made 1. The stroke he's got at the free throw line, He shouldn't be afraid to put it up.
I love the lefty.
Nice looking stroke. Hits them both. You talk about Beasley and Montgomery, who have been their leading scorers. They've missed some free throws. Stewart steps up, hits a couple of free throws, down to 8 points.
Well, you kind of talked about it earlier. I mean, you really got to look at what cancels itself out. The athleticism of Beasley and Kofi kind of, you know, that cancel each other out. You look at Tylen Lewis and maybe Dominic Reed. Somebody somewhere down the line, fourth player, fifth player, sixth player somewhere, that could be the difference in the game like we were talking about earlier. Right there's a prime example of what you're talking about.
All right, Dr. Qualls, you also have some coaching experience as well. If you're Coach Wagner, what are you doing now? It's down to 8, minute 38 left, but like you talked about, these games are over pretty quickly, only 7.5 minutes remaining.
He's doing exactly what Charles Farmer would not tell me to do, which is I would come out and I would do the press. There's got to be a time that you've got to gamble early before you try to gamble late, but then you do this right here.
Good
Thompson
play.
Station has showed all night. That was a great defensive possession, but they've showed all night that they're rebounding. There's an Achilles heel there.
Lewis on the finish.
Speed the game up.
Nice play by
Coach,
Montgomery there.
Speed the game up. Force Freedom to take ill-advised deep threes quickly. See if that plays in your favor. But you have a short amount of time, a little window of time here to do that gamble. And then you have to kind of reevaluate. Should we stay in it? Are we back in the game? 2 or 3 points, maybe 2 possessions. Do we back off of it then? Because, you know, sometimes those gambles can go too long.
Again, Boggs face guarding Montgomery. You can tell that Freedom, they're really conscious of not letting Montgomery get going here. Nice spin move there by Steele.
That was a really good move.
He kind of runs like Rodman, too, like on his tiptoes.
That's his first 2 points of the game.
Good-looking move. They've cut it to 4 all of a sudden.
He's a good-looking kid, man. I mean, he's coming in at about 6'2", maybe even 6'3".
Johnson elevates, misses. Lewis on the rebound. Here come the Thunder. Wow.
Pretty sure they missed a call right there.
I thought he was fouled there. But as a coach, I'll be honest, I loved it when they let him play.
Well, Coach, this looks like Franklin basketball right here. Next thing you know, we've got the team that you would think would run you out of the gym making the early turnovers here. Well, it's not early now, but the late turnovers that allows you to get back in this game, to slowly get yourself in. If they score right here and make this a one-possession game, Coach, it's a different game.
The number of times Thompson Station has messed around with the ball and got it taken from them,
yeah,
it's several. Trying to cross over, trying to keep it a little bit too long. You got to move the ball against this defense.
You can't do this against a Freedom team like this. It's too good, too fast, too good defensively. You know, you just can't do it. You can't do it.
5.3 left.
And your wings have to recognize that, too. They're going to have to get open. Big possession right here.
Johnson with the miss. That's the end of the third quarter. Thompson Station cuts into that 10-point halftime lead. They go on a 17-11 run there in the third quarter. So entering the fourth quarter, it's 34-30. Freedom still with the lead, but only by the slimmest of margins.
Coach, I've got the silver bullet. I've got the formula, and it's a fail-safe, guaranteed formula.
I can't wait to hear it.
First one to 40 wins this ball game. 15 or less turnovers. Since I'm not keeping up with 15 or less, if the team that gets to 40 gets beat, I'm going to say they had more than 15 turnovers. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen too many ball games. I've watched your games and everybody else's. First team to 40 with 15 or less turnovers is going to win this game.
Wow. You've heard it right here. Great atmosphere here tonight, by the way.
It does have a championship feel. It's got a high school feel. There's many high school games that I have coached in. I haven't had the luxury of being big time like you, but I've been in a lot of rural gyms, including the Barn at Loretta and Marshall County and Lexington and over in Bolivar, which is by far
places to play.
The best basketball places you could ever imagine. That would love to have this crowd right here.
No doubt about that.
That's the best thing about WCS Sports. Williamson County, our parent base, they love their athletics. And I guess the same goes with the Freedom. They're no different because I consider them just as a part of us in this league as anybody else. Great move by Steele Katina. It is a one-possession game, Coach Joyce.
Hey, Steele and Stewart have made a big difference in this comeback.
Hey, you got to look. I think there's a mismatch right there a little bit on quickness with Steele Katina and Keegan Scruggs. It may be a little bit. He can get to the cup a little faster and keep working that. That would be a great opportunity.
All of a sudden, 5.5 minutes left. It's 34-32. Big possession here for Freedom. Nice job by Dominic Reed cleaning it up there for Freedom, 36-32.
Dominic Reed with 9 points. He's had a really good second half. I think you have a little bit of a mismatch right there at the guard position, but he's got the hand on the ball. Nice use of the body. Toes to the baseline. Power jump. That's how you play basketball. Draw the foul.
Wow, it's like you're coaching up here. I'm impressed.
I'm just telling you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make a bold prediction. In 2 more years, somebody would have just got dunked on right there.
I agree with that. Beasley with the make. 36-33. Thompson Station got it together offensively in this second half. 13 points in the first half, 21 so far here in the second. Still have 5 minutes to play. 36-34 Freedom.
I kind of hope this ends like the girls' game. Go to overtime, give it a little extra time. I know everybody at home wants to hear us a little bit longer.
Probably have some listeners all the way from Gallatin.
Probably do. For those Gallatin fans, we're so glad that you joined us. You'll never get rid of us. Oh.
Nice finish there by Johnson.
Not sure he got an extra step slipped in there, but anyway, it's not a walk, only if they call it. And one. Nice play.
You know, in the first quarter, especially the first 4 or 5 minutes, Kofi Boggs was the offense for Freedom, taking most of the shots. Hadn't been the case since then.
Dominic Reed's got 9 points right now, and Boggs is still stuck at 10, which he had in the first half.
Shows you the depth of this Freedom team. Definitely not a one-man show. Nice job handling the ball by Lewis. Needs to get rid of it.
Right there's a prime opportunity. What I was telling you, Coach Jones, that kid is a 7th grader handling that kind of pressure is pretty impressive.
It is. Steele with a nice move there at the end of that play. Just couldn't get it to go. Looks like Coach Lane is telling Freedom to be deliberate. I've seen a lot of people try to put it in the freezer too early, though.
Nice move.
There's our man Titus Tagatuli attempting another 3. Great block by Beasley. He's had a couple of those. Another high flyer.
Yeah, it's definitely high flyer, and he let him know about it too. Just missed over and back.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he came down with that foot. Had to have all 3 elements over.
You're correct.
Came down with the foot there. Nice move by Boggs. That's both feet in the ball, by the way.
That's correct. I'm going back to 2007, West Tennessee.
Back when they had the double line.
That's right.
You crossed, and then the 10-second line was half court from the other side and all that stuff. Kofi Boggs at the free throw line. 4-point lead here for Freedom. Again, we're live here at Mill Creek Middle School. WMAA Boys Championship game. These two teams split in the regular season. Both went 12-1 in the league. The old coin toss decided 1 and 2. Freedom won that to go to the number 1 seed, but they were in opposite brackets. So these have been the best 2 teams. I think it's been pretty obvious the whole year.
Very obvious.
Give a shout out to Coach Brett Young, the athletic director here at Mill Creek, doing a great job helping run this tournament. Also the PA guy tonight.
Tanner Lee with another bucket there. It brings his total to 10 points. They have 2 guys in double digits so far and 1 knocking on the door with 9 with Dominic Reed.
A little out of control there by Montgomery. 42-36. Thompson Station cuts it to 2. Now all of a sudden it's back to 6.
Coach, we haven't seen a whole lot of timeouts in this game. I guess we're stockpiling. We got 5 timeouts left for Thompson Station. You're going to have to call one if we can't get a bucket in the next possession or 2.
Oh, big steal right there by Reed.
Oh,
now Lewis claims he had his hands straight up. He didn't.
Anytime you move that an ounce, any degree forward, they're going to call it a foul every single time.
You know, something you don't see people do a lot is that straight up and jump, which you can do. Rule of verticality, that is called, I believe. If it's not, it's like I'm making stuff up here.
I'm glad we've got one expert on the broadcast tonight.
Hey, you just got to act like you know what you're doing. If I was down there officiating, I'd blow that whistle like I meant it. Boggs hits the first, 7-point game now.
Coach, you got to get a little nervous if you're Thompson Station. This time is slipping away. Every possession is so crucial that you've got to score or have a good possession on defense. You can't let this thing get out of hand.
I like the pick and pop here by Montgomery. Good call right there. Got him with the body.
Freedom foul, number 22, Kenai.
And I like the reaction of Kenai Johnson. Shaking his head a little bit, but didn't throw the hands up, didn't do any of that stuff. That pays off for you, too. These refs, listen, they don't want to hear it from a 13, 14-year-old. So Johnson just gets the foul called on him, goes about his business. Couple big makes there from Lewis. 43-38.
Both teams in the bonus, Coach Joins.
Yeah, that's big there.
Good timeout.
Good job there by Coach Lane running down the sideline, being animated, making sure they could see him.
Because you got to think, if that's a turnover right there, you hit a bucket, you're now only up by 3. Now you've got the ball. You got a chance to draw up a play, extend this lead a little bit more. You're looking at 5 timeouts left for Thompson Station. I believe 3 left for Freedom. Both teams in the bonus right now, 1-1 for each team. I would be telling my guys, we got to get the clock stopped, try to get in there, get on the body, see if you can't get to the free throw line. Try to claw our way back in this thing with 2 minutes to go, 2.5 minutes to go. Can't make any mistakes, Coach.
A lot of time to play, like you mentioned. The possessions have to be quality. Don't force the shots. Make sure you get a good shot every possession if you have a chance coming back down 5, 2.5 to go.
Yeah, Freedom doesn't need a 3 off the bounce right here. Now they're going to look at going to 4-corner action, maybe a weave. And as you, back to your point, you know, you look at a little bit going too soon. You get a little bit out of your comfort zone. Those passes get a little bit longer. What do you think about that call? I mean, is it a little too soon, or you kind of like the call?
Well, I think it depends on what they're used to doing during the season, but you have to be willing to attack the basket. I think when people get in trouble is when they try to throw it around the perimeter. Every pass is on the perimeter rather than getting in the middle of the defense and taking advantage of some drives for some layups. I like Tagatuli.
That's his 7th point for the night so far.
Not afraid to shoot the ball, handle the ball. He's big off the bench for Freedom. Has been tonight anyway. Misses the second. Oh, big rebound right there.
Oh, and he gives it right back. Coach, you know, it drives you crazy as a coach when you have a 4-on-2 free throw situation.
Good finish there by Beasley. No doubt about that. Kenai Johnson on the make.
Coach, there's a lot of talent out there.
No doubt about it. Oh, nice move. Dominic Reed with the finish.
48-40.
Reed's come up big here in the second half.
They have come out big, man. I'll tell you what, they've got Reed right there. That was with his 11th point. You've got Kofi Boggs sitting right now at 13 points. You've got Tanner Lee at 10 points. You've got 3 starters right now with double digits.
Let me tell you, at the high school level, you get 3 players in double figures, you've got a great chance to win. These games are 8 minutes shorter, 24 minutes. You get 3 guys in double figures in the middle school, it's almost lights out. Hey, by the way, Dr. Qualls, I wanted to mention, obviously you were in the athletic director position for 5 years here in WCS, and I say you created a lot of this. You got to look at this atmosphere and really be proud.
Well, let's pump the brakes a little bit on that. I don't have a whole lot to do with this. Listen, who doesn't want to come watch these two team plays? Are you kidding me? These teams are loaded.
Let me give you some advice. A wise man told me once, if they try to give you the credit, take it, because they'll certainly try to give you the blame.
That's true. I just want to. Here's what I want credit on. Who was the first team to 40?
Well, they were probably the first team to 20 also, if you want to talk about that. But yes, you were correct. But I don't know if the less than 15 turnovers is a thing. I'm not sure.
It's and/or. First one to 40 and/or.
Okay, and/or. Major Qualls, I'm sure, could give us the stats, or Murphy Qualls.
Oh, no. See, that play, that's out of frustration.
Dipped his shoulder.
Yeah, that's a little bit. We were trying to prove a point.
You know, the way he can jump, he could have just elevated and scored.
Right, man. I mean, that's the thing. You've got to learn from that. I get it. They're 8th graders. That will come in time, but you have to look back at that and say that was not real smart on my behalf.
I like how calm Tagatuli. He's a little too calm right there, but Tagatuli, for a guy coming off the bench, I like his demeanor, man. He's cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't seem to be intimidated by the moment.
Smart play by Boggs right there. Just waste a little of the clock.
Good pump fake.
They are sitting in the driver's seat, one foul away from double bonus.
Got to cut that middle there. Now we got a couple guys there in the middle.
One minute to go.
Little circus act right there by Tagatuli.
Coach, I'm afraid we've let a little bit of time to go under there. Too much time off the clock. You're down 8, 40 seconds to go.
You know, right there, Lee had a chance to hit Tagatuli for the layup. Probably got to take the layup. Tagatuli wide open, didn't make the pass. You go up 10 with 56 seconds left. I think you got to take that.
And mentally, what does that do to the defensive team? It's running around trying to get steals.
Lights out. That's what it does.
Hey, lights out, the party's over.
Well, we're going to get some Don Meredith here in a second from you. Kenai Johnson with the make, 49-40. Timeout, Coach Wagner and Thompson Station.
Thompson Station, to give them credit, man, second year in being a school, looking for their first WMAA championship tonight. That's a lot, saying a lot about a school that's only been around 2 years.
Well, it's a lot to be proud of for sure. Obviously, they're not looking for moral victories, but no shame in losing to this team. Like I talked about before, both were 12-1 during the regular season in the league. They beat one another. So we knew coming in this was going to be a toss-up kind of game.
It's been fun to watch. I mean, I hope that all these kids, when they get on these WCS rosters at the high school, the experiences, the district tournaments, how well that experience is second to none in just about any place I've been. It really is, including the West Tennessee, Bolivers, Liberty Techs. They're great, but I'm telling you, you go back to the Reese Glover Franklin teams, the John Carter Summit teams, the Grayson Murphy Independence teams, and think about those district tournaments and those atmospheres. It's really unbelievable, and those kids will not get that experience anywhere outside of WCS.
It's not close. You said it well. It's not even in the same league. Like you said, this crowd tonight, this is a pretty good high school crowd at a lot of places. Johnson misses the second. Thompson Station got to take it to the rack. Nice move there by Beasley. Good finish by Steele. Good early foul there by Lewis. Got to lengthen the game now.
So let's look at, speaking of that, let's look at what Freedom has done from the free throw line for the night. Right now they're sitting at 7 of 10 free throws. So it's not a bad percentage as a team. But with 36 seconds in the championship game, will they get tight? Will they make them and close the door on Thompson Station? We'll see.
They make free throws. This one's over. I like how Thompson Station took the ball to the rack. Doesn't have to be threes yet. You just got to have scores. I see teams shooting the threes maybe a little quicker than they need to. They need buckets, 2s or 3s.
Well, in this case right here, you can go 2 for 1 because he's going to end up missing a free throw. Best he can do is get 1 point, so get an easy one, and let's do it again.
Better make sure they get the block out here. Thompson Station doesn't have that second guy on that left side. If that would have been on that other side, that could have been a rebound. Oh, wow. Well, unlike the last possession, they kind of settled for that 3 there. I get it. I mean, I get it. You know, he's a kid, 7th grader, thinking maybe they need a 3. Nothing wrong with the 3, but obviously he was contested. Maybe could have been a foul there, but really the ref would have bailed him out.
Make them have to call it. Take it to the hole, like you said. Try to go 2 for 1 right here. Got the same guy up on the free throw line.
Tagatuli with 3 straight misses.
3 straight misses.
With his stroke, that's surprising.
Just think right now, if it was 44-49,
different story.
Get that bucket.
Still may have a chance if he misses here. Another miss, 4 straight there. Thompson Station needs a bucket here. Kick out for 3. Montgomery from deep.
Coach, we went into full-blown panic mode right there. Just get the bucket and go back to the foul.
The Freedom Stars.
Your 2020 WMAA champions.
Last year, this team had a lot of 7th graders who contributed in the semifinals, played that really good Grassley team a tough game. 1 year later, they're the champions of WMAA.
Interesting note, this is their 5th straight free throw as Thompson Station will concede right here and substitute for their starters. It's a great,
nice move there by Coach Wagner.
Yeah, great run for these 8th grade kids. Going to move on. They're going to make some high school coaches proud. Nice, classy move. I know somewhere my friend Dr. Charles Farmer is laid up, pumping his fist right now, wanting that hardware to come back to the Franklin Special School District.
I can't wait to see what his critique is of the performance here.
I don't want to hear him. I will not give him the satisfaction of that.
6 straight free throws missed at the end by Freedom. Again, Thompson Station just couldn't make any buckets there late. Your final score, Freedom is your WMAA champion. They defeat Thompson Station for a 2nd time this year. Tonight it's 49-42. Here at Mill Creek Middle School. A couple of great championship games.
It was. Coach, I want to talk to you real quick about something. I know you and I discussed this quite a bit. You know, the TWAA has a recognized middle school association. I want to give a shout out to Fairview Middle School, making it to the state championship game, beating that championship game as state runner-ups. This is important to these kids. Obviously, you can tell. I would love nothing more to see these 2 talented teams, Coach, to see how far they can make it in a league like that. And furthermore, on the flip side of that, I would have loved to see Fairview Middle in this league.
Yeah, those are great observations. I can tell you this. Those kids these kids won't forget this, but I can assure you.
Absolutely.
Those Fairview kids are not going to ever forget going over there to Murfreesboro, playing a couple of games against teams from way out of the area, right? They lose to Bellevue Middle. Not Bellevue Middle from Nashville, by the way. I believe that's Memphis Bellevue Middle. And defeated, if I'm not mistaken, in the semifinals, Bolivar.
They did. Bolivar Middle School.
So, yeah, these kids won't forget it. But, again, a TSSAA championship game, and I can assure you that's big time there in Fairview.
I'm assuming that Preston Brooks, the athletic director at Fairview Middle, and the coaches out there will get a banner that will say 2020 TMSAA state runner-ups. Something to be proud about, something that will always live. Just like Freedom, I'm sure will put up their WMAA banner. I'm not trying to see which one outweighs the more, but I would have loved to have seen how many teams we could have had in that tournament advance. And furthermore, I think that Fairview Middle, maybe for the first time, I don't want to say in existence, but the first time in 6 years I've been here, would have really been a disruptor in this tournament.
No doubt about that. No doubt about it. Congratulations to Freedom. Coach Tory Lane, big win tonight, 49-42. over Thompson Station.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance over these 4 days.
And again, congratulations to the the Grassland girls. Coach Paul Breeze with a double overtime win in the girls' game, 45-42. The scores look very similar, 45-42, 49-42.
If you look at the winning team, Kofi Boggs finishes with 13. Johnson finishes with 6. Dominic Reed finishes with 11. Tanner Lee with 11. And right now, you think about, we've talked about it, 3 kids in double figures at the middle school level is pretty impressive.
It really is. You'd be, again, like we talked about before, hard-pressed to beat any middle school team that has 3 kids in double figures, and that's something obviously Freedom did tonight. And what I liked about Freedom, they had different guys who could step up and do it. Had some other guys, Tagatuli. We talked about him a lot tonight. I think he had 7 points off the bench.
He did.
So Freedom had one of those teams, they were taking what the defense was giving them.
You look on the side of Thompson Station, Caleb Beasley finishes with 13. Bradley Stewart with 4. Excuse me. Jet Montgomery with 7. Tyler Lewis with 8. Steele Katina with 5. And Joey Crowley with 2. So none of the players from Thompson Station reach their season averages. So that gives a hats off to Freedom, their athleticism, their defensive strategies for the night. I know that Coach Glass, hey, you know Coach Glass is smiling somewhere right now too, happy.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Dr. Qualls, thanks for joining me tonight. Our audience, thanks for putting up with us. That's a wrap here from Mill Creek Middle School. Congratulations once again to the Grassland Middle School girls for their WMAA championship, and to the Freedom Middle School boys for their 49-42 win over Thompson Station. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Basketball Game of the Week.